Welcome back, Rebels. You are tuned in to Financial Rebellion, the podcast to help ignite the fire of innovation and entrepreneurship in each of you. I'm your host, Todd Romer, here to help you turn your passion into profit or transform a brilliant idea into a booming business. Each week, we explore actionable strategies, insightful tips, and inspiring stories of those who are actually doing it. We're all about helping you create and elevate your own new revenue streams. So let's get rebellious and make those dreams a lucrative reality for you. Now let's jump in to this week's episode. Welcome to Financial Rebellion Podcast. We're actually doing this live from Utah State. How fun is this? Beautiful background. I've had the privilege and honor and blessing to be here for several years speaking to students about money, but now we're kind of taking a different path right now to speak about entrepreneurship, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's not going to end. Entrepreneurship continues to grow. It's certainly growing here at Utah State with the new Entrepreneurship Center that you're part of.
Yes, sir.
And it's great to meet you. Welcome to the podcast, Financial Rebellion, Matt Steiner.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm super excited to talk to you about, the finances and everything behind entrepreneurship. So much more than just money. And I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah. Plus, we want to know about your business, of course. So,
Of course.
all right, we always do an icebreaker before we ask you about your business. What's the dumbest money move that you've made? You're only 22 years old, so probably that's good that you probably maybe made a few less, but there's always a dumb money move. We always do this with our guests. What's your dumbest money move that you've made, say, in the last 24 months?
The last 24 months, I would say the dumbest money move that I've made was probably buying my truck, right? It's a nice truck, but definitely it kind of stopped me from making other, financial moves I would have liked to make. Like, I still enjoy it every day, but I could drive whatever,
Is it all tricked out and all that too?
Oh yeah, it's to the T. It's incredible.
That's awesome. Hey, you're not the only one. Okay. that has said that. Yeah, we had a recent podcast guest that talked about his Range Rover was his dumbest money move. And so, okay, what's your smartest money move that you've made in the last couple of years?
I would say the smartest money move has been investing in myself, first and foremost. So I did pest control door-to-door sales for 1 year. And after that, all of the money that I got from that, I invested straight into my business because I knew that, S&P 500, whatever, it gets about 8-10% a year. And you could probably get more than that if you're starting your own thing and you're confident with it. So I decided to go that way instead.
That's fantastic. We haven't had one of those comments yet, but that makes a ton of sense, especially as our listeners and viewers are going to hear more about your success that you're experiencing with your business. So let's get into that.
Yeah.
Tell us about your business in a nutshell. What do you do? You're at, again, 22 years old.
Yes, sir.
And describe your business and then how it came about. What was the moment you said, yeah, I can do this?
Yeah. So we do live stream sales on social media platforms. TikTok right now is our biggest one.
Okay.
We do, basically it's kind of like QVC, but for social media, where people come into the live stream and we promote different products and we sell them directly to the customer through the screen.
Okay.
So it's been a pretty cool experience. We started just about a year ago, almost to the day, October 2024. And it was a pretty cool experience when we were just starting because we started out with collectible cards, specifically Pokémon cards.
Okay.
And me and my brother were the ones that started this when we were little, like 5, 6, 7. We loved Pokemon cards.
Well,
we would.
Yeah. Who did it back then? Yes. Our younger kids did too. Yeah. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. And so as we grew up, we drift away from them, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Pokemon cards start popping up on my brother's feed. And he's like, oh, yeah, people are still going with this. What is going on?
Yeah.
And so we started to get into that world a little bit. And we saw these people doing live stream sales. And us coming from a sales background, my brother, he has 5 years of experience in door-to-door sales. I have 1 year of experience in door-to-door sales. And we were like, okay, if we can sell pest control, we can sell anything. And so we decided to just give a shot at it, see what we could do. And our very first live stream ever, our very first sale ever was for like $800. some random person from New York. We have no clue who he is. And he's like, oh, this looks awesome. I'm going to do it. That was our biggest proof of concept right there, that this could actually work. And from there, we've just been kind of growing and growing and giving it everything we have.
So that person from New York bought like a pack of Pokemon cards.
Facts, yeah.
Okay. So that first sale is a big deal, right?
Yeah, and that was our
everyone's
mindset.
going to experience that. It is a feeling that you can't describe, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
that's still your primary product that's being sold.
Yes.
And so how often are you on the stream on a TikTok or YouTube?
Yeah, so now we have 2 different streams going. The first one, we shoot for about 10 hours a day on our first stream. And the second one, we're at about 5 hours a day. And that's our kind of goal right now, to scale that up to 10 or 12 hours.
Okay.
So we just have basically streamers going for it as good as they can.
Is that you only, or you and your brother that's on doing the quote selling on the live stream?
Yeah, so it
Wow.
started with just me and my brother, and then as we've grown, we've needed more people, more time. So we've hired out. At this point, it's me, my brother, and 3 other streamers that run both channels.
Fantastic.
Even more important than the money is just the experiences that we're able to have and the community that we're able to grow.
Yeah.
On TikTok, for example, we have over 165,000 followers, and we've been able to grow that into a community of people that are always giving back to each other. And it's a really cool experience to see everybody in the community. Nobody's there for, the money or for anything else. They're there to help each other. So like if somebody has, I don't know, Pokemon, for example, somebody has one card that another person wants, they'll just give it to them, even if it's worth like $50 or whatever.
Okay.
Really cool to see.
Awesome. Anything else you sell besides Pokemon cards on your live stream?
Right now, no.
Okay.
We've seen Pokemon's been the best return for us and it's most fun. We'll probably keep going with that until something changes.
Well, that makes sense. That's your niche. So
Yeah.
Keep moving on that. Okay. So when you started this, and now you're 2 years in, with any entrepreneur, any small business owner, any side hustle, there is some times where good old fashioned fear comes in, a little bit of doubt.
Yeah.
And so what have you experienced with doubt or fear, and what have you done to kind of squash that when it has come in for you or your brother?
Definitely. So the biggest kind of our crux, our hill to climb, was when I came back to Utah State at the end of the summer. So in the summer, me and my brother, we were both putting in probably 12 to 15 hours a day. And then when I came back to Utah State, we were wondering who's going to fill this vacuum of time and effort. And so it was really kind of hard to kind of make that transition, but we were able to find somebody who's just incredible. And he's been able to replace my streaming hours, and he has experience in management and sales, and he loves Pokemon as well. And so it was kind of a perfect fit to replace a lot of the stuff that I was doing. But with that being said, even still, I know I'm working probably 4 to 5 hours every day up here. And then when I'm down there in Ogden, it's, 12, 15 hours a day, just like normal. So that was kind of the point where it was kind of scary. We didn't really know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think I felt like we were really blessed and really led and guided to hire this person to be able to help with a lot of those duties.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And then what have you learned about yourself, Matt, in the last 2 years with this business venture?
Yeah.
What have you truly learned? Like, man, I didn't know I have this in me. Specifically, what have you learned?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of stuff, a lot to unpack for sure. Because like I said, we only started last October. It's been like 1 year.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's been a lot of growth, a lot of long hours. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that you got to take time for yourself. The business, it's going to take all the time you can give it, and it's still going to want more. And so one thing I've learned is to set aside that time that you need so that you don't get burnt out, frustrated, basically so that you can perform at your highest potential. And that's what's been really important to me, is to take time aside for myself. That's why I'm up here at Utah State. I'm sure everybody would love having me there 12 hours a day like normal, but I said, I need to finish my education. And so that's why I'm here. Another big thing that I've learned is that you can't replace the effort. You can't replace hours with anything else, right? I see a lot of entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs that want to start their business, but they only put in maybe a couple hours a week. and it's just kind of like a snail, a slow moving thing while the rest of their life takes precedence. And if I'm going to be honest, to start a business, you got to put in a lot of time. It takes a lot. And so that's one thing that I've learned as well, is like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like anything that somebody wants to do, they can accomplish it, but you got to prioritize that over a lot of other things.
Yeah. You've almost answered my, that final question is, what do you think is holding other people back from taking that step to start their own business?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be, it's always a small amount of things in a small little box of, quote, resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could say it in one word, what is holding others back to take that next step to actually start an LLC, to start a business? What do you think it is that's holding young people back today?
It's hard to put it in one word. If I had to, I would say fear more than anything.
Yeah.
To kind of elaborate on that, it's not fear of just whether it will fail or not. It's a fear of letting what you already have go, what you already have going, let it go, right? Whether that's school, getting straight A's, whether that's, hanging out with your friends every single day, or being, super active in a club or community. I think the fear of losing that, or even just the unwillingness to let some of that stuff go, is what really holds a lot of people back from, diving into their company and giving the company what it needs to survive.
Yeah.
We usually compare it to kind of like a child, right? Like a baby. Like if it's a 1-year-old baby, you can't let it go. You can't give it 2 hours of attention per week. So I'm sure, as you know, you have kids, I'm sure it's a constant thing. You can't leave it alone, or it won't make it. So that's how we treat our business, like a little 1-year-old baby.
That's a great analysis and describing that. Well, we are just about wrapping up here with Financial Rebellion Podcast. It's exciting to see this. We're in a room at the Entrepreneurship Center on the campus of Utah State, and it is a place to definitely visit for any viewer, listener who wants to visit beautiful Logan, Utah, especially here in the fall. I highly recommend you stop in at the business building and check out the Entrepreneurship Center. Matt, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you. And we are finished with this podcast here at Utah State. Rebels out.